Hello. Back to Elysium, are we? I'm not sure if there's been some pressing thing I wanted to do. Yeah, so I'm just going to check again for any new passages in the building with the chimney, where we also have a dead body stored. We paid for the night, right? Also, I had an idea that I should just have more healing, cause, and also I should have cigarettes, so by the end of the day I could like smoke one with him.
Is this about the questions again?
Which is kind of wasteful, right? If you get the buff,
a small cabinet on the wall is filled
and just go
with
to sleep,
medicine
the buff are
bottles,
going to just
nasal
be
sprays, and
useless.
blister packs. They all bear the Saint Baptiste Pharmaceutics logo.
Okay, here.
One,
Okay,
two,
here.
three.
Okay, here.
Okay, here.
A colourful display.
Again, I'm obliged to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health.
So does he just smoke the whole pack right away? Three types of alcohol and only one type of cigarettes.
Here you go, mister.
It's under tools. Three cigarettes. Okay, so there are 3 uses. That's good. It's more costly for me because I only have 1 health charge. Oh, we really need to up my endurance. What do I carry? What is this? Oh. I like how in all the games people just tend to run, because nobody really wants to walk. We're constrained by our physique to walk. It feels more normal to walk in real life, but if we weren't, we would have been running all the time. I don't think there's a point to yell again. Also, it will spend time. This should be a 2nd floor, right? I'll just hold tab all the time. Pretty sure I checked this. This should be a 3rd floor. Oh. Did someone live here? Does someone live here? Wait, oh. Oh my god. It was so... It did look like nothing. This tray is full of dice, colorful polyhedral dice, hundreds of them. Polyhedral? The candy dispenser has been repurposed to contain thousands of dice. Okay. I want to check what's polyhedral is. Got the material. No, that's a shape. Meaning how much angles? Oh, that's like a group of shapes, so it doesn't... Yeah, it doesn't have exact amount of angles. Alright. So this is supposed to be a woman? We heard?
Hello.
Who are
I'm
you?
Nia.
Did you kill him? Answer me. A bird-like woman sits on the throne of tools, the iron throne, with the emerald light shining through her hair.
Did you try knocking on my window? I must have missed you. I've been listening to my Melius.
She taps on her headphones. Milius. Music, but in different language, I'm assuming. Sounds like it. A person's social environment. Culture. The meaning of milieu is the physical or social setting in which something occurs or develops. Environment. Okay.
So what kind of die are you looking for?
Could this be the malicious entity? Perhaps it's wise to go along with this masquerade for now.
Is she supposed to be the king dice of this universe?
She's got a direct view to the backyard. You should interrogate her about the lynching.
Huh, really? That's amazing. What the hell? Hold on. What do you mean by Emilius?
Yes, Amelia is like a call-in station. You need a two-way radio to access one. That's why I have these.
She pats the headphones on the table. Milieu is like a call-in station. What? Is there another meaning? Maybe they just named this type of device in this universe this way, and it's not related to the real world. Call-in station.
Mostly, they just teach you to swear in different languages. But some of the stations can be quite interesting. I was so absorbed, I must have missed you knocking.
The hunch told me to go masquerade, so I should just ignore the second option, maybe? Why are you asking me about dice?
I'm a novelty dice maker. Tell me the name of your role-playing system and I'll make the die you need. That's why you're here, yes?
Is she related to the game developers from the other room?
Role-playing games? You know the one made by Fortress Accident. Does that count?
Squint your eyes mysteriously. Sure, I like role-playing games. I need some dice.
Very good. My rate is 10 real per set, unless you
The
want something
fuck?
really unusual. Take a look around and see if there's any particular stone you want to use.
The walls around her are covered with rows of precious stones and materials.
It almost looks as if the stones and dice are a natural part of the room, growing out of the shells like stalagmites. This person means you, or no one else, absolutely no harm. She will answer freely and honestly.
Stalagmites. I was fucking confused. Stalagmites and the other type. Which of them are on top and which of them are grow on the floor? Stalagnite, I think, and stalagmite. I need to check this again, just to be sure. It's going to bug me. I think might maybe bottom. Upward growing mound of mineral deposits that have. Yeah, okay. Might sounding like something, some bug. And stalagmite? No. What's the opposite? Stalactite. Yeah, okay. An icicle-shaped formation that hangs from the, yeah. Stalactite.
No falsehoods are present. She's a novelty dice maker and doesn't have anything to hide. Ask what you need.
How did you become a dice maker?
How did I become one? It was a business decision. I was a regular jeweler at first, but that's an unfocused field with too much competition. Some of my friends were role players. They asked me to make some polyhedral dice out of cobalt. That was my first order. I grew it from there.
Do you like role-playing games yourself?
Not especially. I like working with rare materials and a steady pay. And role players as customers? They're nice people.
Some of those nice people have big bucks to spend on novelty items. She's thankful for the security they provide her.
Role players providing security, that's new. Or financial security. I don't want to order a die. I mean, sure, I would like to check it out, but it's probably a waste of money. At least it should be. I don't know about the man who was lynched behind the burning in rank. Well, that's the only other questions. What do you know about the man who was lynched behind the whirling in rags?
Nothing really. I didn't know him.
Who cares about the dead body? We might be dealing with a malignant entity here. The lieutenant
What?
looks at his notebook. Then, the woman under the large window.
Your window looks directly onto the courtyard. You're saying you didn't see or hear anything unusual last Sunday evening?
I'm sorry, detective, but as you know, I usually have my headphones on when I'm working.
Ah, come on,
It shuts
really?
out most of the daily ruckus behind my window.
That's so lame. What do you mean by daily ruckus?
Well, there's always something going on in the Whirling's backyard.
She stops to try and come up with an example.
During daytime, there are usually those kids. And lately, I've been seeing a lot of drunk workers hanging about. Must be because of the strike.
You're not like stressed out at all looking at the dead hanging body from your window every day. Like, she's so calm about this too, even though she appears to be this indoors person who's supposed to be not tough or ragged at all.
She's heard of the murder, but did not see it. So she's not sorry to disappoint you. Informing on someone in a murder investigation would intrude upon her focused existence.
But I never saw anyone during that fateful Sunday night, I'm afraid.
And you never took your eyes off the work to look out of the window?
I might have, but in this case, all I would have seen is my own reflection staring back from the darkness.
It's light here, but dark in the yard at night.
It's really hard to make anything out in the yard when it's dark outside. Besides, I rarely get up to look out the window when I'm in the zone.
Do you often work Sunday nights?
It's an odd profession, making dice for people, but I like it, and I prefer doing this to sitting at home.
I see. Thank you for your answer. I thought this was your home. Where is your home then?
She nods.
Anything else, officer?
Okay, what if I just press this? We'll see what we have. Okay, I'd like to order a die from you.
Of course. Tell me what you have in mind.
A lot, actually. Regular. I don't actually know what the die I want. Tell me about your most extraordinary die. Curse die. Whirl untethered setting. I'm looking for something to help with my work.
I think I have just the right one for you.
She opens a top drawer of her work desk and takes something out. 2 polyhedrons, red and blue, are cradled in her palm.
Police colors.
That's not what I had in mind. Because I'm a police officer, right?
Not the most original, I know, but sometimes the obvious choice is obvious because it's best. Here, catch. They're a gift from me.
Wait, what?
A beautiful woman tossing you a gift. Whatever you do, don't overthink it.
Totally overthinking it. Let them fall on the ground. I like how there's an option to let it fall every time.
2 tiny pieces of carved stone drop to the floor and scatter in opposite directions, like pearls from a broken string. The blue one disappears down the pit in the center of the room.
Ah, down the drain, like your career. I apologize, officer. That comment was unnecessary. That one is made of bloodstone with a lapis lazuli inlay. The other one was the inverse. They were a set, you see, but now the set is broken.
And whose fault is that?
It's a shame. They might have brought you luck. You definitely
Luck.
need luck in Martinez.
Is she pitying you? Good God, she's pitying you.
Now, was there anything else?
Hey, where are we? What's this place?
We're inside the chimney of an old central furnace. It's strange, I know.
What's with the task? She looks at ruddy bricks that make up the walls. Even though they have been repainted, there are still signs of coal black soot here and there.
But when I arrived here, all the other rooms were taken, so I had to build myself a makeshift home. Besides, I don't really have to pay any rent here, so that's a plus.
Plaisance was right. There's an entity living in the chimney. You should ask her about the curse.
Creative.
What's a curse? It's not related to her, I don't think, in any way. Like, how can it be? Do you know what happened to the other tenants? Everyone else is gone.
More or less. Are you interested in anyone specific?
Oh, quite a lot of them spring to mind.
What happened to the gym?
It wasn't merely a gym, it was Artemitep's boxing club. A community project created to steer at-risk youth away from drugs and crime.
Who was our Artemitep?
A kind man from Zemsk. I heard he had some trouble with the law when he was younger, and that's why he wanted to start the gym, as his way of giving back.
Maybe that's what Kuno needs, a community-centric boxing club.
Kuno? Who's Kuno?
Her eyes narrow in a dim light. He's a little ginger gremlin who likes to defile dead bodies. I mean, you could see him in the window. You can just point at him right now.
Oh, you mean the kid with the sailor's mouth? Yes, I've heard him yelling profanities in the backyard.
She looks out of the window, her face reflecting back in the dark.
I think it would take more than a gym to help that kid.
Judging by the kids I've met so far, it didn't really work, did it?
It didn't. If anything, it made the youth situation in Martinez even worse. At some point, someone started a rumor that the punching bag downstairs was full of amphetamines.
It's not really full of that. No one would store their drugs like that.
Eventually, the coalition took away the funding and the club went bankrupt. This was a few years ago. It's gotten much more peaceful around the plaza ever since.
There used to be a hair salon here, right?
Yes, I think it was called Androgynous Orlando or something similar. They weren't a big hit around here. Turns out that working class men don't like genderless haircuts. They're scared of that word.
A lot of people who are trying to push boundaries in this building for some reason.
A bit of experimenting every now and then isn't bad.
What's wrong with a bit of experimenting? The customers should have been more open-minded.
I guess it just wasn't the time yet.
She tucks a strand of her hair under the headscarf. Headscarf? That's the first time I hear this word. What's with the broken windows?
Oh, this one's a mess.
She sighs.
There used to be a company that promised to repair windows 24 hours a day. What could go wrong with this one, right? Turns out, the business was actually set up as a front for an illicit group that was producing snuff milieux. Who would have guessed?
What's the snuff milieu?
You're asking me, encyclopedia? What the fuck? Well, we know what milieu is.
And they never cleaned up the debris either. Now it's just littering the hallway and I have no idea how to get rid of it on my own.
In this universe, milieu means call-in station. In In the real world, it means social or cultural environment. So what the fuck are you snuffing? You're snuffing radio or you're snuffing an environment? I don't get it. Cool, very cool about the debris, but what's a snuff milieu?
It's a sub-Rosa radio station that broadcasts real murders with real victims. Some people pay good money to get off on it.
Okay. What do they mean by that, though? Like, a murderer just grabs a set of recording devices and goes on a murder spree? Is that it?
Nothing changes in her tone as she says that, as if it's just another piece of information to lay out for the world.
Don't worry, the ICP has a separate division that deals exclusively with unlicensed sub-roses. This isn't our problem.
The lieutenant turns to you.
Good luck with that.
He said
It's not easy catching those perpetrators.
He said it like, I guess it would be hard to emphasize to whom he's talking to, voice-wise, but no. Sounded just like a continuation of the sentence. Did someone here make stuffed animals? I saw mounts lying around.
You mean Mr. Fabron, the taxidermist? No, he mostly just did drugs. Anything else?
So he put drugs into the taxidermy figures? Found creepy mannequins.
There used to be a fashion atelier here, but I have forgotten the head designer's name. They were doing well for a couple of years, until the insect rights activists came.
I didn't know insects had any rights or activists.
Yeah, the atelier didn't know it either. They produced a certain collection that used chitin among the materials. Apparently chitin is made in the Occident, where it's extracted from beetle wings. And you know how all kinds of political movements are big in the Occident. The activists shut down the biggest chitin supplier, which of course caused the price to skyrocket. And, naturally, all the most fashionable tastemakers refused to be seen in chitin from then on. The atelier went bankrupt before they could finish the collection.
Also, how sturdy is the dress could be made of out of chitin, out of wings of bugs, like the upper shell of it. I wonder. Wait, what? So there's two negative and one positive, but no neutral. Well, if I say two, it's going to be... And it's not really true, too. I mean... partially not true. I'm glad that someone took care of the little guys. I like insects.
Really? Anyway.
She looks at the windowsill where a dead fly is lying on its back, legs curled up in a bow tie.
Poor guy. Suddenly, you get a feeling that insects are important to the case somehow. It's hard to say why.
Where were the flies Yeah, there's no description of flies on the dead body, even though it's been there for like 7 days. Strange. What's with the rotor blades and case?
They were made by a company called Slipstream. After they pivoted from making rotor blades to skis, their chief executive took off on a vacation with all their money.
She rests her chin on her hand with an impish smile.
Honestly, I think it's quite funny. I think he's still sending out holiday transmissions from Tulula or Tiumotiri or Hashtkor or wherever he is.
That's illegal running off with a company money like that. Why wasn't he arrested?
Sure, it's illegal, but it's not exactly anything extraordinary in business. Besides, Slipstream is history now. All their remaining assets got seized by the bailiffs in 47. I have no idea why those skis and blades are still lying around.
They were just props. Why return them?
I found a strange machine.
Fortress Accident, the radio game studio.
She closes her eyes as some remnant of a memory lights up her face.
She liked them.
They were an interesting bunch. We talked about role-playing systems every now and then. Once, I even saw two of them get into fisticuffs over Wirral.
That's understandable. Fantasies are serious things. The mind is the drawing board of history.
What's the Wirral? I feel like it's been from somewhere in the past, but
They
I forgot.
certainly took their work very seriously, even if they seem to be chronically liberal with their schedules.
Was that how elves were called in this game? Maybe. Chronically liberal with their schedules. They're liberals.
The usual. They ran out of money and couldn't get the project done on time.
What went wrong?
Well, I did hear them talking at times.
She looks at the hallway as if she can still hear them chit-chat behind her curtains on the cigarette break.
They seemed to believe they were historical individuals on some grand quest.
She sounds almost mocking when she says that.
From what I've seen so far, the project did look quite impressive.
Yes, but when the money started to run out, they just began to complain a lot about capitalism. You know, how the markets are rigged to keep out new businesses.
They turn
and so
into
on.
communists.
In the end, they just didn't get it done. They didn't have enough willpower to produce something truly historic, and to show up to work on time.
Well, showing up at work on time is incredibly hard.
And so is producing something extraordinary.
Her eyes wander to the shelves full of lies, prototypes, and discarded models. That's funny. Maybe the writer of this game was like poking fun on the developers, like the little guys who were making this. Like some smaller things, or maybe not. Maybe it's completely different. But I like that concept idea.
Something strains her face before she looks up again.
You guys don't work hard enough.
Anything else?
Show up at time. there was a terrifying taxidermied bear in the cellar, which has a dead body in there now.
Oh boy, the fabled Revachol ICT. You're in for a treat here.
She smiles and leans closer, hands on her knees, like a stand-up comedian ready to tell a story.
The place was owned by two guys who had some rather innovative ideas about marketing. The bear was one of them. Now ask me about their other ideas.
The question is, why the heck there's so many people with ideas in this building?
Indeed. What were the other ideas?
Because that seems to be the reason why nothing worked out. Alright, what about the other ideas?
There was really just one, and it involved picking out the prettiest girls in the neighborhood and paying them 20 cents per hour to man the booth. And by man the booth, I mean slump behind the counter with a face that could maim you if you ever dared to disturb their bored magazine browsing.
She leans back, disapproving.
Sounds like she really didn't like those girls. Sounds like she really doesn't know how to be a female ally.
You should learn how to support the other women. My character is a feminist. Cashier, not particularly friendly. 20 cents per hour is a dog's pay. How else do you choose people around you? What does that mean? I don't have an opinion on employing teens. I just want to know, did it work out for the business? I mean, you already know that it didn't. Oh, it's just approving. Okay. I thought he was about to tell her the other way. I know a girl just like that. She works at Treat as a cashier, and she's not particularly friendly.
Employing silky teenage girls is a widespread practice, yes. Unfortunately, they always come in packs. I'm talking about acne-ridden girlfriends and gorilla-like boyfriends loitering near the shop. At least that's what happened with Revachol ICT. And they already had the bear.
She closes her eyes as if remembering something painful. What about the bear?
The bear.
She repeats, pressing thumbs into her temples, like trying to suppress a headache. It didn't work out.
Of course not. The bear was terrifying. No one wants ice cream guarded by a hostile apex predator. To make matters worse, the fridge didn't work too well either, and half the ice cream came out malformed and partially melted.
Uh-oh.
Eventually, Revachol ICT lost the price war to its rival, Glacé 5000. Glacé 5000 sold caramel sundaes for only 5 cents a piece, out of regular fridges.
Is that, I'm sure the bear was doing its best.
Maybe, because the taxidermist who made that bear definitely wasn't. Doing his best, I mean.
How come?
He said that the bear was his vision beast. He said he met his vision beast while high on desiccants. Called it Megatherian.
Desiccants? I'm assuming it's drugs. But what is it exactly? Hygroscopic substance that is used to induce or sustain a state of dryness in its vicinity. Maybe it's used in taxidermy? Drying agent that extracts water from a wide range of materials. The most common desiccant is silica gel. An otherwise inert, non-toxic, water-insoluble white solid. 10,000. Transport, storage, or maintenance materials or products. Wait, are those the bows in some of the boxes you can find? Huh. You can get high of this? What happens if you smoke silica gel? Or silica? Silica maybe. Whatever. While high on desiccants, he called it Megatherian.
Sounds cool. Why is everyone doing drugs in this place? Even the taxidermist?
Megatherion.
Megatherian, a mega wild beast.
What's a mega wild beast?
It's an imaginary beast that guides you through life. By telling you to do more drugs, mostly.
Vision beast. Is this supposed to be a persona? But the kind of persona that just around you, not you. It's like an advisor persona. I do drugs. I've got a vision beast myself.
Do you? Well, good luck keeping it under control. Anyway, now you know the story of the fallen ice cream empire.
She seems almost sad finishing the story.
Anything else? Another failed business, perhaps? I've been here for a long time.
I found the building's intercom, but it's not working.
Oh, right. I hope you didn't try to ring me.
She rubs her forehead. Her scarf has left a faint line on her dusky skin. Yeah, isn't she... Or is she just listens? The calling
I think
station.
none of those doorbells work, including mine. I'm still in the middle of connecting the wires. Sorry about the confusion.
The doorbell with the empty name card must belong to her then.
I mean, you don't pay rent. Why do you need to connect a doorbell? That might be incriminating. So you're telling me that the doorbell with the empty okay. So you're telling me that the doorbell with the empty name card, it was yours?
That's right. I haven't even written my name there. As I said, it's quite useless right now. It doesn't work yet.
We don't even know her name. I was wondering about the burning in rags. Is it part of the same building complex? I mean, it's not, right?
You could say so. Both houses were built at the same time and under the East Delta Commerce Center project. That explains why you can call the whirling from the intercom.
Yeah.
Albeit, I doubt that anyone responds.
If the whirling is part of the same building, then it's part of the doomed commercial area. The darkness of this place is there, too.
I saw a name East Delta Pinball on the doorbell.
Right, it used to be a gaming arcade. This is an ancient failure, before my time. I'm not surprised, however. My advice, don't base your business on a fad. Hypnotism, floriography, trick-track, especially pinball.
Agreed. Pinball is the worst.
Why? The lieutenant chips in.
His disdain for pinball could not be clearer.
A strange thing happened when I tried calling a company named Slipstream SCA. Someone answered.
It can't be true. They don't work here anymore.
But we already
They've
figured
been
out it
gone
was a
for
recording.
years.
She looks like she doesn't really believe you.
Are you sure it was Slipstream SCA? Was it a woman? Maybe it was Plaisance from the bookstore.
First, it wasn't Plaisance. I know her and would have recognized her voice.
Oh, right. But did this person say anything?
She still sounds skeptical. She said she was from Tricentennial Electronics. We already know. Just say it to her that it was a recording.
Tricentennial Electrics?
There's a moment before she recognizes the name.
It used to be a major electric company 100 years ago. Are you sure it wasn't just some kids playing a prank on you?
No, it was something else. It was eerie. It was too real to be just a prank. Either we're dealing with a professional actress, or...
I mean, something eerie is just stupid. It may have been some sort of rare electrical anomaly.
A prank is more likely, no? Oh, the kids these days. We were just one of them, and now they're terrorizing us. No solidarity.
I have a few more questions about the building.
Sure, I'm listening.
Actually, don't. Actually, I had other questions. I mean, we don't have anything in
pretty
here.
Sure, I'm good. I hope it clarified things a bit. What else? I'm listening.
I fucking hate how this is
Good.
done.
I hope it clarified things a bit.
And-
What else?
And if there is something new, it doesn't. You're not going to show up in here. Like, why would you do this? And this is a final cut. Come on. You don't know this problem exists in your game? I've heard this place is cursed. Do you know that people call it the doomed commercial area?
I've heard the stories. But I don't think those stories are true.
Wait, how do you explain what happened to all those companies then?
It's just capitalism. We only hear about tales of success, so it's often surprising to realize how many ventures actually fail.
Placent is the one who sent me. She's convinced that the place is swarming with malicious energies.
Plaisance, the bookshop lady? I've heard that her business is doing rather well. Have the energies spared her somehow?
She has so many trinkets, a wise woman. The bookstore isn't doing that well. There are hardly any customers, and she has has to exploit her own daughter to keep the company going. The curse is just biding its time before it strikes again. Sooner or later, everyone will fail. Even her. I don't know why the bookstore hasn't gone bankrupt yet. I mean, it's not here for a long time, right? Like it's been here not for that long. Actually, the bookstore isn't going that well. There are hardly any customers, and she has to exploit her own daughter to keep the company going.
Oh, right. But it's not just the bookstore that's still up and running. What about the whirling in rags? Some people say it's part of the building complex.
Customers have troubles paying the bills. I mean, not counting, it doesn't look that cursed. Not counting the dead body outside on the tree, I guess. You're right, the burning doesn't really look that like it's cursed.
And then there is me.
I mean, you are in some rundown room. There's barely anything holding it together. Like, how are you alive? Who's buying your fucking dice?
I've been here for 14 years, selling novelty dice to role-playing enthusiasts.
To whom?
Not exactly a million-real business idea, yet somehow I've
How do you
survived
do it?
despite the talk of malicious energies. Strange, isn't
How
it?
the hell? 14 years?
Maybe it's just because she's so talented that she's been able to woo the curse.
The curse doesn't... I don't believe in curses. Where is the line that tells that? The curse will get you. Many inconsistencies. I guess the closest thing to it, I'll be the first to admit here, are many inconsistencies in this so-called curse.
I was just about to ask,
She leans,
what do you think? Do you think the curse is real?
she leans forward in her chair to study your face.
Time has come to face the source. Fear not, for the forces of the universe are supporting you in this psychic quest.
Starting to see. I'm starting to see that there is no curse, only business decisions, and natural market fluctuations.
Exactly. Truth is always so disappointingly mundane and boring.
I mean, there's still a reason for it. I just still not sure what was the reason. Why there was so much.
But I'm glad we got this sorted out. Anything else I can help you with today?
Like innovative enterprise in here.
That's all she has to say on the subject. She's been thorough and truthful, as far as we can see. Plaisance is not going to like what you have to tell her.
I mean, I could lie. Why should I tell her the truth? Shivers 2. What the hell is this? And shivers are tune into the city, raise the hair on your neck. Maybe resistance to fear? Yeah, I'm not going to roll 3%. That was kind of fucking pointless. Like, I knew there wasn't curse in here, but that's all we learned, really. She didn't see anything on the murder, too. And we spent like 40 minutes or 50 talking to her. There was something, a tip says something about sleeping time.
The bear's eyes are still glowing red. It's guarding over the
Oh yeah, I want to steal the boots in the night. Because I want to know for how long I can stay up. Should I just carry the flashlight always? What's the point not to really? Also kind of funny to blind everybody with it. Okay, let's make a break in the recording.